Interesting opener tonight. Rios, Steve, he's been on the big stage. He was on the Canelo card when he went on against the victory against tough Puerto Rican Jason Velez. That kind of shot him up in the work.
Yeah, I think he's become a legitimate, solid 126-pounder. His trainer, manager Hector Lopez, believes he has matured into a real featherweight, but he also noted last night that with them making the 126-pound limit so easily, where it's a little bit easier to win a belt at 122, they could be headed down to the junior featherweight class in their very next fight. Should be an interesting night. Roy Tapia, as I mentioned before, I think is really fighting for his career and his placement with Golden Boy Promotions.
Rios, Tapia, our opening bout tonight. Action-packed coming your way. This is how you close out 2016.
Latino desde Fantasy Springs Resort Casino de Indio, California. Damas y caballeros, muy buenas noches y bienvenidos a una noche de boxeo espectacular. Esta próxima pelea está pactada por 10 asaltos en el peso pluma. And here we go, fight fans from Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, Indio, California. 10 rounds of boxing, this in the featherweight division. Presentada por Oscar de Loya's Golden Boy Promotions y patrocinado por Tecate Born Bold y Casa Mexico Tequila. It's in the taste. Los tres jueces por ese combate, the three judges scoring this bout at ringside on the 10-point must system, Rudy Barragón, Carla Caiz y Fritz Werner. When the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, encargado de ring, your referee, Ray Corona. Presentaron primero en la esquina azul, con los pantaloncillos negro con rojo y un peso de 123 libras y medias. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing tonight black trimmed in red, he weighed in officially 123.5 pounds. Con un récord de 12 victorias, una derrota, 2 empates y 6 ganadas por nocaut. His professional record stands in 15 bouts, 12 victories, 1 defeat, 2 draws, and 6 wins coming by way of knockout, fighting out of East Los Angeles, California. Here is Roy Tapia. Y su oponente en la esquina roja, con los pantaloncillos negro con azul y un peso igual de su oponente, 123 libras y medias. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. Wears tonight black, trimmed in blue, and he too weighed in officially 123.5 pounds. Un veterano de 27 peleas con un récord de 26 victorias, solamente una derrota y 11 ganadas por nocaut. His professional record in 27 bouts, 26 victories, just 1 defeat, 11 wins coming by way of knockout, representando Santana, California, presentando Ronny Rios.
2 seconds. Mouthpiece. Mouthpiece. This is good here. This is good here. Listen to my commands. If you want to touch gloves, touch gloves. God bless.
Ray Corona, the third man in the ring tonight. This one's scheduled for 10 rounds in the featherweight division. There you see him, East LA's Roy Tapia. That's Santana's Ronny Rios. Good crowd inside the Special Events Center. A little bit of a buzz on a Friday with the holidays right around the corner. And they get going. No touching of gloves. These fighters know each other very well. A lot of respect. Don't call them friends, but they know of each other. And when they get in the ring, forget it. It's out the door. Ronny Rios in the black with the blue trim. Roy Tapia, black with the red. Ronny Rios, mentioned earlier, good win over Jason Velez last fall. Tune-up fight this summer in downtown Los Angeles. Here he is. It was a place where he had his only defeat against Robinson Castellanos. He's back. His first fight afterwards, Steve, after that Castellanos knockout, was in this building. His manager, Hector Lopez, said, we want to take him back to the scene of the crime. Get it over with. He said he's seen a change as fighter since that loss.
And Beto, that loss against Robinson Castellanos was really a disastrous night. In fact, he fell ill, I think, during that fight. He was actually hospitalized for a day or two after that contest.
Okay, he was taken out on a stretcher, ambulance, as precautionary, but they did keep him in overnight. That was something he was saying at the fighter meetings. He felt like he overtrained for that fight. Left his good stuff in the gym. You've heard that many times. Yeah. They've known about each other in the amateurs. Rios a year older. So they would go to a lot of tournaments, but they never fought against each other. They just knew of each other. At the Southern California amateur scene. Rios with a full beard. They were signed around the same time to Golden Boy Promotions with a group of kids who were growing them. Rios has gone on farther than Tapia has in his career. Body work from Rios. Good 1-2.
And right now, I think it is the precision and the accuracy of Rios really taking control here in the first 2 minutes against Roy Tapia. Roy trying to be aggressive, but quite frankly, really has not been able to find the beat on Rios.
Hook from Tapia. On the body, blocked by Rios. Good body shot by Rios. Good counter. Good work by Rios. Tapia with a 1-2. This is the kind of fight that both of them expected. Uppercut by Rios. He likes working off of those ropes, he said. Final seconds of the opening round. Good uppercut landed by Ronny Rios in the blue. Body work. That's shot work.
Don't force it. Don't change anything. Same thing you're doing. Cuando él cierra, you gotta keep your guard up a little bit more, Ronnie.
Yeah, your hands are too low.
Stay off the rope. There's no reason for that. Okay?
Keep your left up.
¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Cómo te sientes? Nada. Ok, muy bien. Okay. Pero mira, si no estás contra la cuerda, no te toca. No te toca.
Deep breath. Deep breath.
Síguelo volteando. Síguelo volteando.
Deep breath. Come on.
Vas cuando él cierra, sube las manos un poquito más.
Keep hitting him. He's not touching you. That's what I was able to make out.
Let him catch her. He's opening up on you. Be smart. Go.
The earshot.
More pressure. More pressure, Papa. Go. Second down. Mouthpiece in. Mouthpiece.
You see Roy Tapia dyed the hair red. Asked the corner why. They said that's what he used to do as an early pro, where he had his mojo. He'd always do the tradition of dyeing his hair. He hasn't done it the last couple times. Didn't do it when he lost to Eric Ruiz. Just go back to what worked early on, whatever superstition you might have.
And Beto, I thought round number one was dominated by Rios, but I thought in the last 45 seconds, Roy Tapia at least got into position to be a little bit more effective than he was early on. You can see him now turning on the heat, and that's exactly what his corner wants. They want him to get close, cloud Rios, and really bang to the body. Be as busy as you can right when you're inside at this range.
1-2, nice shot. Combination landed by Roy Tapia. Body work from Rios. More body work from Rios. He's throwing that left hook to the body with efficiency.
If you're Tapia, just looking at it, missing a lot of right hands. Rios is doing a really nice job of sliding and flipping with that right hand. If you're Tapia, at this distance, you want to throw punches from the chest down and just continue to touch Rios because he's getting sliced up right now and being counterpunched very effectively by Ronny Rios.
Tapia in with what he said is easily the most experienced fighter he's gone up against in his career. Said on paper, I know people are going to say I don't even belong in the ring with him. He's gone on pay-per-view. He's done everything. He's fought in Las Vegas. Who am I? That's what Roy Tapia was saying. He's like, it's my job to prove people wrong. This is also the first time that Tapia is going 10 rounds.
Beto, that was a very nice right-hand combination to the body and right over to the top. Rios looked very, very sharp tonight early on.
Corner of Tapia telling him you got to be first. We're sitting right next to him, so those are the instructions you hear. Pace slowed down a little bit. They were going at it early on in this round.
Well, Beto, I think after a very, very quick start to round number 2 where he tried to be aggressive, I think Tapia has been dissuaded a little bit by the precise counterpunching of Rios.
More body work landed by Rios. Upstairs. Oh. He is digging. That right side of Roy Tapia is turning the same color as his hair. Better shots landed by Rios in this round. There's 1-2 from Tapia, the man in the red. Answering back with the body work and an uppercut is Rios. Good right. 10 seconds to go. This is the kind of fight they wanted. This is a fan-friendly one early on. It is scheduled for 10.
Relax, then. He's going to wake up here. Work that jab. Get close. Come up the middle with straight shots. Close off the front foot. You're staying before. You got to get closer. Get closer, and then you put a body. Come on top. Come up with the right hand. Everything's good. You're just not throwing this. Wake up. You let him out working. You know, that's it. You let him out working. I'll hustle you out working. You're staying. You get close. Jab, jab, right hook the body. Shoot the 32. Keep working.
Let me take a look at some of the action from the previous frame. And Beto, this has been the story, and you've been narrating it very well. It's the left hook to the body. And it's really slowed down some of the aggression of Tapia, who started off round number 2 very quickly.
Roy Tapia's first defeat, his only defeat, was to Eric Ruiz. And Steve, you know him, veteran fighter out of Oxnard, who comes to bring it to everybody, just like Ronny Rios brought that right hand. Tapia, after that fight, he said he thought about retiring, so much so that he didn't answer his manager's calls. He did not even go to the gym. Posted on his Instagram, he was done. He had retired, he was away from the gym, and then he saw Ronny Rios at a Belasco show. Rios told him, this is what we do. We are fighters. We lose, oh well. We were meant to be on this stage. That talk got him back into the gym, and here they are fighting each other. He said if he doesn't talk to Rios that night, he's probably working somewhere. More body work from Rios.
Rios has shown a certain command in that ring tonight, and now you see him utilizing the long left stick here in round number 3. Good all-around performance thus far.
Out of the TKO boxing in Santa Ana, California. Ronny Rios for this one sparred a couple of other Golden Boy fighters in Carlos the Solution Morales and Abe Lopez. That night against Jason Velez in Las Vegas, Ronny Rios was the B-side fighter. Came out with the win. Proved a lot of people wrong and opened up some eyes.
Going back to that particular night last November, I thought it was the body shots or the body attack. I thought he just simply outgutted Velez in the second half of that bout to really pull away. And you see him again. Look at that work on the inside. Hook to the body and then an uppercut right down the middle. He is really starting to shake up Tapia.
Those body shots were taking a toll as Tapia now switches into a southpaw stance. Pushing him back into the ropes is Rios, the fighter with the blue and black. The corner of Tapia is telling him to work, 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 and it's Rios the one who's working. More body work, digging is Ronny Rios. Ooh. The crowd can hear it. They're oohing and eyeing. Upstairs is Ronny Rios.
And Beto, there's a very wary look. Just reading the body language of Tapia, he is getting worn down by that body attack of Rios.
He can't do anything right now.
Right, well, he's also going through a problem here, much like he did with Ruiz. When he opens up, he's getting counterpunched very effectively. And I tell you what, Ronny Rios is just shoveling to the body. He is just absolutely attacking that downstairs portion of Tapia relentlessly.
That's what you love, right? That's that heavy bag work, right?
Well, that's obviously, but you can't really do a lot of practice with body work on mitts. That's I think one of the downfalls of that type of workout.
Final seconds for what is another strong round for Ronny Rios.
Oh yeah, Fantasy Springs, let these fighters hear it right now! Don't forget tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, Golden Boy Promotions finishes off the year in LA at the LA Forum for Final One. The Executioner Bernard Hopkins takes on Joe Smith Jr., the Beast, for Final One. Also on that card, ladies and gentlemen, 2012 U.S. Olympian Prospect of the Year, Joseph Jojo Diaz Jr. in action. All live on HBO tomorrow. The LA Forum. Get your tickets at tickets.
The story of this night has been that right there, Beto. Left hook to the body, early, often, and relentless with it. He's been so consistent to the body. And in round number 3, he started to add the uppercut right down the pipe. Roy Tapia has a very, very wary look to him, Beto.
Nicknamed is the Pitbull. Roy Tapia in the red. He always had a Pitbull around him. Actually, that tattoo of a dog on his arm, that's his dog, his favorite Pitbull. He needs to have that Pitbull tenacity right now. He wants to get back into this one with Ronny Rios. Right now, it's Rios who's just the attack dog.
Well, Rios has just been relentless, and he's outworked him. I think one of the issues with Roy Tapia is that in 15 professional bouts, he only has 6 stoppages, so I don't get the sense he has that one shot or that eraser that could really turn the tide of this fight.
Ronny Rios, 26-1, 11 stoppages in his career.
You know, one thing that's evident, Beto, is just looking at the way Ronny Rios is commanding that ring and the way he's moving around and the assuredness that he has in his motions. He's just boxing and fighting like a more confident fighter than he did, let's say, a couple of years ago.
Good, strong right from Ronny Rios. Bouncing on his toes is real. He's really in control of this fight. You see the face of Roy Tapia. That's a good one, too. But Rios answers back with body work.
You know, you can't knock the effort of Tapia, who again takes another good body shot. He's certainly trying his best, and he gets hit again with another left hook. But the precision and the accuracy, Ronny Rios has been 2 steps above Tapia tonight. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh.
I mean, that's the only reaction you can have. He's doing a great job of also mixing in shots right down the middle with uppercuts. And then from the mid-range, Rios has mixed in a good overhand right.
Asked Ronny Rios about, you fought in Vegas pay-per-view, then you went to the Belasco in downtown, now you're here in Indio. Some guys might complain about it. He's like, yeah, 2 years ago, a younger Ronny would have. Now, it's an opportunity to shine because he knows he's in front of his promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, who's sitting ringside. He's also in front of some other big shots. Said, what I have to do is not worry about the venue. I have to worry about looking good, and he's doing that right now.
Reading the facial expression of Roy Tapia, boy, he looks really discouraged here in round number 4. Almost a look of resignation, if you will.
Ronny Rios said for the first time in a while, he's having fun. And this camp was fun. Not too often you hear a fighter say camps are fun. Closing seconds of the round. And what's starting to shape up as a night that Ronny Rios is in control. Main event, there you see him, Slava Shabransky. Getting his shoes tied by Estrellita. Doing the word, no Estrellita mix tonight is Shabransky, the fighter from the Ukraine, now living in Los Angeles. His opponent tonight, Cuba's own Sullivan Barrera. He escaped to Miami. That's where he's called home for the last 8 years. This is a fight that's been brewing for a while. There's some talk that maybe it was going to be done earlier. There was even some little Twitter banter back and forth. In our next fight, the co-feature, Eddie Gomez. Hijo de Honduras is his name. 19-1. Bronx, New York is where he's at now. His opponent, Rashidi Ellis. Oh, no locker room for Ellis, huh? He gets the tent. That's the tent where usually the undercard fighters are at. As you saw, Eddie Gomez, the A-side, had a locker room. And Rashidi's gonna know that. 5th round, Roy Tapia, Ronny Rios. Rios in the blue. Every single round, Ronny Rios comes out and opens up with the body work. Body work from Ronny. He ran into his trainer, Hector Lopez, right in between the main events, the undercard fights, and this one. But how's he feeling? Hector told me, this is different. We're yelling, let's do this. Ronny's confidence is off the charts, and we are seeing it in the ring.
You could just tell Ronny Rios sees everything coming from Tapia. He's anticipating punches, slipping them, and then countering effectively right off them. No matter what Tapia does, it always seems like he's just a half beat behind Rios.
Tapia with that tattoo on the East LA Assassins, the gym he works out of. There are about 8 to 14 kids that are touted amateurs that he works out with them. I'm like, you know, you're a mentor to these kids? Like, no, they push me. Family man, has 2 daughters, brought them to the media workout, did Tapia. He's fighting for them, and he's in a tough one. Ronny Rios, I don't think anybody expected him to come out this strong.
Well, you know, listen, Tapia's fighting hard. He's just getting out-fought. Certain nights, a guy's just better than you, and you could really see, again, the word I use is precision. Ronny Rios has been so precise tonight. And also that, the accuracy. For much of the night, when he throws a punch, he is making contact on Roy Tapia.
Body shots. Again. A steady diet of going to the body from Ronny Rios. Look at him just bouncing around there. Like, I'll let you know when I'm gonna hit you. Like that. And that. Stiff jab. Upstairs. More body work. Uppercut. Moves Tapia back. Ronny winding up a little bit there, huh?
No, he is boxing with a lot of confidence. You know, after his last victory over Efren Skevius, his trainer Hector Lopez came over to me and said, Steve, he's just 26 years old. He is finally coming into his own as a fighter. You could see the growth here. I thought in the past, Beto, he looked like a young amateur learning his way to being a professional. A lot of wasted movement, very frenetic. Tonight, an economy of movement, and I think accuracy. Been very, very efficient in there. And some of the action from round number 5, it was more of the same. Triple uppercuts from the right side by Ronny Rios, who wins another round handily. And that story, again, it's been set from the very beginning. Left hooks to the body of Roy Tapia, slowing down the attack and really discouraging what has been a pretty game fighter throughout most of his career. Ronny Tapia probably down 5-0, Beto, and he's going to have to do something big here to turn the tide. We're halfway through.
Steve, we're sitting right above the corner of Roy Tapia. He just told him, I can feel his body shots. They just told him, pick up your punch volume. There's a round starting to wane here. Scheduled for 10. 6th round. Uppercut landing by Rios. His 28th professional bout for Ronny Rios. And this, even against Jason Velez, he had to grind, he had to work, he got that win. But this is a fight where could be his best he's looked.
You know, Beto, on this night, it seems to me the game is really coming to him very easily. Like he sees things coming, he's 2 steps ahead of whatever Tapia does. There's a certain command and a certain presence he has inside that ring.
Like that?
Right, well, see what he's doing. All those left hooks to the body. There's a natural inclination. Talk to any fighter that's been hit with a lot of body shot. You're going to start to lower the elbows, and what do? Start throwing shots over the top.
And Rios is doing that, controlling it. It's almost like we hear it. Quarterbacks, the game is slowing down for them. 1-2. Counter. Effective jab from Ronny Rios. I think Tapia's been first at all.
You know what? I think it's been taken out of him.
Yep.
He really has been. He's been chopped to the body so often. I just don't think his body... I think what you can do is you can actually dull a guy's reflexes when you hit him that hard and that often. Ronny Rios has been sharper than a Ginsu tonight. This has been a very, very solid outing.
That body shot worked. You saw Tapia move all around a little bit.
You know,
that one might have stung, Steve.
Beto, we got
there you go, Rios is going.
If you're Tapia's corner, I think you got to start thinking about
more body work.
Fight.
He's game. You know he's going to have a heart. East LA fighter just taking some punishment here in the 6th round. Oh, that shot from Rios. But he's not going to go anywhere away. It's Tapia.
No, and you know, Rios is now starting to really sit and plant and turn on his punches.
He's getting his man muscles to the age of 26. He has a daughter coming in March. Wife Daniela watching tonight. Snapping that jab is Ronny Rios. Saddleback high school alum in Orange County. Stiff again. Strong right. That just switches to a southpaw. More body work. Whatever Ronny Rios wants to do, he did in that 6th round.
And Beto, let's see how courageous this corner is. I think it's an absolute shutout, and that was a lopsided round number 6.
That is over.
That's it.
The corner has stopped it.
Beto, I think that was absolutely the right call. That fight was going one way.
And there he is. Ronny Rios gets the stoppage here. They go 6-4 rounds. The fighter from Santa Ana is now 27-1. There was a lot of abuse being absorbed by Roy Tapia in that last round. And they didn't even let him sit down.
I think you got to give that corner credit. They weren't more courageous than their fighter. That fight is what I like to call New York City traffic. It was all one way, only getting worse. And if Roy Tapia coming into this fight, or even before, had thoughts about whether he wanted to do this, situation like that, I think you have to take that into account and figure, does this guy really need to take that type of beating at this stage of his life?
25 years old is Roy Tapia. The corner stopped it.
And this is the very end of the round, and we talk about body language and reading facial expressions. Right there, that looks like a guy, maybe he doesn't say it, but he says it in his own way, I've had enough. And quite frankly, I don't blame him.
He said it to him?
Doesn't, no, but I think his body language, if you read it, I think it's very clear. He really didn't want that much more.
Look, that's Ronny Rios right there telling him, you know those are positive words. Because of Rios' encouragement, he came back to fighting. He had 2 more fights. A lot of mutual respect and admiration between these 2 fighters.
Beto, I don't know if they're going to move down to 122. I don't know how his body would react. But what I saw tonight, I thought was a very solid featherweight. A guy that would give any featherweight in the world a good, solid test. And there you see Hector Lopez consoling Roy Tapia. Gave it his best tonight, simply was outgunned and out-executed by a very good version of Ronny Rios.
Steve Kim, you taught me there's different levels of fighters, and I think Ronny Rios has taken that step to another level.
Well, you take a look at the featherweight class, and you look at these belt holders like Gary Russell, Carl Frampton, Abner Mares, and Oscar Valdez.
Al fin del 6º round, el referee para la pelea para el ganador por knockout technical. The end comes officially at the end of round number 6. Referee Ray Corona puts a halt to the bout. Your winner by TKO victory from Santana, California, Ronny Rios.
And Steve, I just checked with the corner of Tapia. I was like, who stopped it? They said we did before the bell even stopped.
Yeah. Well, I think, again, you don't let your fighter die on the shield. You take him out of there before that even happens. I think that was the right call. Tapia gave it his best. He was simply not going to be a match. As I was saying before, if you look at the hierarchy of 126, you have very strong belt holders and very good young fighters like we're going to see tomorrow night with Joseph Diaz. I think Ronny Rios, certainly based on the form he showed tonight, he fits somewhere within the top 10.